guy, so you know, I came out to the wall because the wall, it means a lot to me. I mean, that's where we used to be, on the wall. But as I'm looking at the wall, I see the building behind me, right? And if you look at this building, it's a new construction, and it's done very well. It's done nicely. But look at the conduits, where you see your electrical service, where you see your plumbing over there. What this is an example of is building contractors that weren't communicating with each other. So those who did the finish work, put in the windows, clean the walls up, those who did that did not communicate with the electrician or the plumber. So the electrician and plumber didn't know where their conduits were. And so they came in to do the job, and the buyer, the customer, said, well, I don't know where those conduits are. I don't know where those things are. I need you to do your job. And the electrician and the plumber said, oh, okay, we'll do it. And look what they did. They cut this wall and they produced a mess out of the job. Look at it. Look at where that plumbing is coming out. That should have been a neat conduit to allow that to happen. Where that electrical service wire is, that should have been a neat conduit. Or it should have been flush on the building. But because you didn't have contractor communication, intercommunication, they came in and they did this with attitude. And they ran their service lines outside of the building, cut into the finished work, and they've left a mess. This is probably why the building isn't being worked on right now, because they made such a mess. The customer came back and was like, now what, right? Now I've got to bring the finisher back in to do this right. And then when they do it right, that means the electrician and the plumber have to come back and they have to revisit this job. And it could have been solved with simple communication at the forefront. It is really about your interviewing. Understand what will happen when. Everything that I ever speak about and everything that I ever do speaks to project management. How to identify what needs to be done, what are the challenges, inhibitors, what are the timetables, who are the players, when will they come into play, how those communicative threads between them exist, and how the finished product should appear. All of those elements, if you skip one, you end up with a mess. You end up with miscommunication, you end up with misunderstanding, and you end up with a mess. There's no two areas. There's no two ways about it. You can't do the shortcut. You must do the due diligence in order to ensure that you move forward comprehensively. This was a mess. It was a beautiful building, and they made a mess out of it. The cost to recover is going to be twice the cost that it was in the beginning. This is the kind of thing that happens. Kind of goes in line with the solar class and neatness counts and breaker boxes and building out solutions that not only are functional but are attractive, they're useful, and so it really all falls in line. Project management and how that thing happens effectively. So, quick little presentation just to show you how things fit together modularly.